Hey, everybody, and welcome to our 100th episode of the Panic Attacking Podcast. I'm Steven Rogers.
I'm Andrew Chavone. Hard to believe, 100 episodes ago, I guess weeks, technically, 100 weeks ago,
100 weeks.
This podcast was a glint in our eye, and now it's sprung up and pretty old.
Yeah, Glenn Eastwood. But it's a really fun episode. We get into my dry bar taping.
Yeah, we get into all the stress about it, the travel, the shows, the everything else, and then we get into your theater show right afterwards. It was exciting. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Then I realized there was more room behind the seat. So it was.
Yeah. And during this whole episode, you'll be like, "What are they thinking?"
A little hint, folks. We also get into great listener topics. We got one from Steve, who is worried about to-do lists, and we talk about our resident therapist, Dr. Deb. She tells us how to tackle to-do lists, which is something that I'm going to actually apply right after this.
And also, we get into a topic that I am blanking on right now.
So we got to-do lists. We also talk about the anxiety of work anxiety and how to better meditate. Dr. Geb gives advice of free meditating apps and free resources for free therapy. So stay tuned for that.
Sorry, I didn't give that topic. I was meditating.
And we also get into the topic of picking an apartment and the stress of choosing the right apartment and it not being a scam. So all that and more in the episode and our 100th one. Tons of jokes, tons of great stories. It's a doozy. Check out our YouTube for the videos of the episode. Google Panic Attacking Podcast, YouTube, and it'll be the first to pop up. We're almost at 100 subscribers. We just need 2 more. So get off your keisters.
Our Patreon is $5 a month. The next Patreon's going to have more dry bar stories. So make sure you subscribe for that.
And stay tuned for the music, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Happy 100.
My heart starts beating really fast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another fabulous episode of Panic Attacking, the podcast where we talk about anxiety through a comedy lens. I'm Andrew Chavone.
And I'm Steven Rogers.
It's great to be here. We are super excited. We got a big announcement from Steven. He's been across the country doing his second recording in his whole life, right? Your second recording?
Yeah, second recording. We'll get to that in a little bit. And I headlined a theater. So it's been a crazy weekend.
Oh, that's right. I saw the photo where the audience is cropped out and just you are visible. So I assume the turnout was quite low.
It was actually pretty good. We'll get to it. But
there was a lot of angling there. I noticed some cardboard cutouts from the NBA.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Oh!
I had that loaded.
And this is all just fluff right now because I got nothing. I've been sitting around and I've still finally recovered from the vaccine, I think. Just lately, though.
Yeah, you're blaming the vaccine for just how you live your normal life.
Yeah, I'm just locked in a room with no sun.
I got to say, the vaccine really affects when I eat only spicy food.
Yeah, when I eat pizza every day, which also made me ill. I ate some bad pizza.
Caitlin the other day got some brie, that cheese wheel, and
I loved her in Captain Marvel. No, that was horrible.
Brie Larson.
Brie, yeah. Brie Will Larson.
Brie cheese wheel, but she got that brie wheel and the brie, and she opened it. And
that's how blind people read.
They stick their hands in cheese.
In the brie.
Another story about the moon being made of cheese.
Oh, that's what they're saying.
Reading the cheese.
Oh, right. Yeah, this story is pretty goopy.
But Caitlin got some brie the other day, and she opened it, and she goes, "Oh my God, did you fart?" And I'm like, "What? No." And the cheese was like so old that it smelled just like farts. It was so bad.
All right, it's a 50-50 shot whether or not Caitlin ate that. Anyway,
I ate it and got sick.
why would you eat rotten cheese?
Well, I thought it was gonna be. I thought like cheese is one of those things where they're like, it stinks, it's gonna be good, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll just buy into that weird algorithm, and I gotta tell you, I paid for it.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, well, at least lesson learned. I mean,
Yeah, it was cheese wheelie bad.
yeah, I'm right by my window and the sun's coming up and I look so much more paler than before. So I'm
I
trying to
love big friend of the show, Chris Allen, shouted out how you're basically glowing every episode.
I'm featureless. I'm completely washed out. I'm trying everything over here to try.
You look
to,
like somebody taped a face on a whiteboard.
I'm just made out of 2 pieces of construction paper at this point. This is the best I can do. I don't know what is going on here. Maybe
You look like one of the wet bandits when they got shot with the powder and the feathers
in the movie Powder. Have you ever seen that? It's really bad.
I believe it. The name kind of gives it away.
I also like how you're just surrounded by boxes right now in the frame.
Mm-hmm.
It's no secret that you're moving. Apparently, you
Yeah.
literally stacks of boxes. You look like a commercial for U-Haul.
It looks like Office Space where I don't know. That's not. I'm trying to think of a movie where there was literally boxes everywhere.
Yeah, that was it when he gets moved to the basement.
Yeah, and I look like a cop that got sent down to the file duty. And I'm gonna solve the case anyways because the files are right next to me.
You'll be humping a desk for 5 years, Rogers. You really goofed up that case. It's edited for TV.
It's like Bruce Almighty when he gets all the prayers and he's like, I know, file cabinets, and then they're everywhere and you can't see them. That's what I'm in right now.
Yeah, not Jim Carrey's best movie.
I loved it.
Oh,
well,
would you think it was funny?
Yeah,
I thought Yes Man was better during that era of Carrey.
Really?
Yeah, and I also watched Truman Show for the first time, and man, that thing stinks. I mean, especially when you know the twist.
Yeah, that's a brie.
And I tweeted about this, but I thought I'll bring it up to see your thoughts. But in that movie, everyone, this whole town are just actors.
Yeah.
You know, like the guy who drives the bus, they had to make him drive a ferry, and he's like, I'm the bus guy. So they just sit around all day waiting for Jim Carrey to like walk into their store. I mean, they're basically working as cashiers.
They're like office. They're like little shop owners in the Catskills. They're just sitting around hoping somebody walks by.
And they're hoping for somebody's car to break down so they come in the store. I can't see any reason why you'd go to the Catskills.
Yeah, it's Truman Show is fine, but I'm a big Liar guy. I'm a big Dumb and Dumber guy. Ace Ventura 2 is my favorite of Ace Venturas.
Yeah.
And then I liked Bruce Almighty. Bruce Almighty was the first PG-13 movie I ever saw.
Wow, so edgy. What made that PG-13?
He makes her boobs big. Maybe it's the boobs.
Oh, maybe the boobs. Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe it was sacrilegious too.
Well, they have sex and, or no. Doesn't he like make her have an orgasm from the other room or something?
I can't remember. I think I just saw that once on VHS, and I was like, I get it. It's
he's God.
He's God, and he's Almighty, and he's not talking with his butt, so I immediately zoned out.
Yeah, he's the only guy that when he's not talking from his butt, you're like, what happened to you?
You've changed, man. Talking out of your mouth? What is going on?
You used to be a genius.
You're not walking while dramatically moving your head with every step and having hair that's gelled up. Yeah. What's going on, man?
Oh man, I loved it. Loved those movies.
Yeah. There should just been a third one. I mean, a third Ace Ventura would have really made my childhood.
Oh man, I would have loved it. But that ship has sailed. I mean, Dumb and Dumber 2 made my childhood as an adult man. But
It ruined mine.
I just liked seeing them again. It was great.
Well, the beginning was funny when he pretended to be in a coma or something.
Oh yeah,
just as a joke.
I love there's so many good bits in that movie. I disagree with most people's review on it.
Well, you are a fan of Bruce Almighty, so I don't know. All right, well, let's get into your big announcement. And as always, we have Dr. Deb listening. She's babysitting right now, so a baby is like cooing in the phone, so we had to mute her. But yeah, but she's listening. Hopefully, the baby is incapacitated by the time we get to your listener topics.
Well, if the baby's listening to us talk, she'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be asleep. The baby will poop its pants and fall and wait and be asleep for 3 days.
I hope that's not what happens to the listeners. But
more people would listen, I think, if that happened.
Well, then let's do it because we need some more listeners.
Well, I just want to shout out Ronnie, who got 3 of her friends to subscribe to the YouTube. So
thank you, Ronnie.
If she just tweeted at us. If more and more people join, we're getting some steam on there.
Yes, and Steam in the grand scheme of YouTube, when you look at our channel, is just what comes out of the sewer grates. But
what comes out of that brie that you opened?
So yeah, I guess we can get into it. I filmed my dry bar, and it was. Man, I do not have. It was one of those ones where when I was done, I was like, I think I have an entire episode of the podcast.
That's great because, like I said, I have nothing to talk about. And also, I asked you, I texted you, try to be a good friend. How did it go?
And you, a great friend.
I said, good luck. How did it go? And you said, I'll talk about it on the pod. So I have no idea if it was good, if it was bad.
You know nothing. Helena reached out, which was very nice. But you the text of yours that meant more to me was the one before, which was the good luck text. That made me feel great. But
yeah, well, I couldn't be there. I was at your last TV taping, so this is the first one.
I knew you weren't there because there was still snacks when I left. But,
can't imagine what the dry bar snacks look like. It's like flavorless.
They were dry.
It was like just salt or something. Just packets of salt in the green room.
There was peanuts. Actually, I think all of them were dry. Listen to this list. There was peanuts, those kind bars.
Oh yeah,
and those what are those bars that have the stuff on the inside? It's not a fig. It looks like a fig Newton, but it's not a fig Newton.
Stuff on the inside, like a jelly or
yeah, sort of like a jelly. I can't remember what they're called, but those bars, and they are dry. All their snacks literally were dry snacks.
So there's something that isn't a fig Newton that has the fig Newton cookie and jelly in it.
It's not a cookie. It is a bar. I can't think of the name of the bar though. It's a type of bar.
Okay.
But,
what about I know there's no caffeine or alcohol allowed.
There was caffeine.
Oh, good. Okay.
But there was only one pot. They had a Keurig. There was only one pot of coffee left, and I took it. So no one got coffee but me.
You need to hang out with everyone on the show in the green room. Or did you have your own green room?
Well. Let's rewind the clock here to the flight out there.
Back it up. Beep, beep, beep.
We flew out to Salt Lake City. Me, Jeff, and Chloe, and we're on the plane, and bumpy flight. I can't get any sleep, and I'm just freaking out the whole way there.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. So I saw that Chloe posted a picture of her and Jeff camping, and I'm like, oh, that's so nice. They went on a trip together. And then I was like, oh, this is Utah. Oh, they just are there because of Dry Bar.
Yeah.
They're literally sleeping in a tent. So they don't, no hotel. And I'm sure
yeah. That's
Dry Bar paid for the tickets.
Yeah, that was the accommodations.
Was the tent.
Yeah, pick any canyon. They're all yours. Whatever one you want to sleep in.
Yeah, you had a BYOT, bring your own tent. Was the accommodations.
Well, what we did was Chloe had an aunt and uncle that lived out there, and we stayed at their house.
Oh, no, wait. Dry Bar didn't give you a hotel?
No.
Did they pay for the plane?
No.
What? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I almost had to live in Utah.
You almost had to Uber back.
Oh man! So we get out there, long flight. We get there and we're staying at the aunt and uncle's place, and we have they have a game night. They're like, oh, can't wait to play games when you guys get here. And I'm like, all right, I'll play games. I like games. And we played. What are you thinking? Do you know that game?
Is it just asking what are you thinking? Is there no board or cards involved? What are you thinking? I'm thinking that this game sucks.
I was thinking about this. All right, well, I get a point. Huh? How does this work? I won.
The first person to not think lose. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a hotel and not stay here.
I'm thinking I should have got my own place. Oh man, they were really great actually. I ended up.
Wait, what is this game though? What is this?
Well, I'm getting to it.
Oh, okay.
But they were great, and I really appreciated staying there. And what was great was they're Chloe's aunt and uncle. So, and Jeff and Chloe are dating, and the first night they liked me more than they liked Jeff. So I got to watch Jeff get all anxious because I was doing better at winning them over.
You were doing better at the game, or just personality wise?
Personality. Well, because I'm like an old man, so everything that they liked, I liked. So they were like hitting it off with me. They're signing me up for their bridge class and everything. It was.
You were sitting next to them drinking your tonic and gin.
So we play What Are You Thinking, which is you get these cards, and it's like it lists all there's 5 different ones you can pick. It's one of those games where you can pick whatever one.
Okay.
And it's you write down what you first think of when it comes to whatever the topic is.
Oh my god! I just realized I got to put on my headphones. Sorry.
What are you thinking?
What am I thinking? Oh man, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. You're speaking out of my TV is probably going to be picked up on this system.
Oh, well, don't worry, it's only 16 minutes.
I know, yeah. So poop. Fuck. Might be able to edit something. I'll edit it all together. Just send me the audio of this video.
All right. So you get a topic and you write the 5 things that you think of when it comes to that topic.
I can't believe I forgot the headphones. I cannot believe it. I'm just sitting here, do.
It's so different than what you're like the other times we record.
Oh, good Lord.
Your brain is as scrambled as your background. The real background.
Yeah, behind the curtain over here.
Oh man! So we play the game, and I'm not going to explain it. But
Let me guess. Cards saying, "What are you thinking?" They have a brain on one side, and
no, you just write down what you think of when it comes to that topic, and then if I let's say the topic's birds, say, and I wrote down beaks, and you also wrote down beaks, then we would each get a point, and it's like whoever gets the least amount of points goes further up on the board, and there's only one loser. It's the only game I've ever played where there's only one loser and everyone else is a winner, which is the most excluding game I've ever played in my life.
was Jeff the loser?
I was.
Oh, okay. Did you fall on your sword to make Jeff look better?
No, I just was more clever, and no one else was thinking like me, and or more weird, and no one was thinking like me.
Well, they are related, those people.
That's true. But so we
have
play
a
the
bond.
game. It's fun, and then we go to bed. Next day, we got to get to Dry Bar at 3:00. So we get to Dry Bar, and they're like, all right, let's pick out your looks, and they liked what I picked to wear, and they make you all up. And when I did Colbert, I was like, you could tell that I had makeup on.
Right.
This person just hit me in the face with one, like a handful of powder, and that was it.
Like in the
So
movies?
you couldn't tell I was really wearing makeup. Yeah, so it was actually way easier to have on my face. It didn't feel like another layer of skin.
You just powdered your face and that was it?
Yeah.
Wow. And then you got dropped off in Chloe's aunt and uncle's station wagon, and they said, "Good luck, Steven. Pick you up at school."
I was like, what are you thinking? So we have to do this thing where they air at the end of each Dry Bar their tip videos. Their videos asking for tips and all that. Like you can get tipped through the Dry Bar app. And
money tips.
Money tips.
I thought you meant like tips and tricks. Like
yeah,
to save money, you stay
I'm
at
like,
a
hey, how could that special have been better? Give me your tips now.
They're like, how do you save money when you fly out here? Well, you stay with a random aunt and uncle and play games with them.
Yeah.
And then you sleep in a tent.
We have to do these videos where we talk into the camera asking for money after so the special will happen, and then this is only if you watch it on the Dry Bar app.
Okay.
It will show me pop up, and I do this video that they had me do.
So
and
you're like an ad for yourself?
It's an ad for me, by me. And it's like so they have me, the director has me come out and sit in this chair on the stage, and it looks like a therapist chair.
Okay.
There's like a plant next to me, and they're like, all right, so just riff asking for money, and they say it's good. So here I'll do what I remember. And so it's me looking in, and I go, hey, thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're my family, you know the drill. This is when I ask for money. And I go, I could really use the money. Somebody stole my therapist's chair recently. And I like lean back in the chair.
That's good.
And I go, you can donate whatever you want. And if I point to the button on your screen, you have to tip me extra. And then I go like this and point in every single direction.
Steven, wow, you're a riff machine.
And it got 0 laughs from the people in the room.
Like the camera guy and the sound guy and the makeup powder person?
Nothing. No mouth movements, nothing. And I was like,
they're professionals.
Yeah, but you know how that is. You think you're like, oh God, I bombed. That's horrible.
That's what remember you ever hear that interview with Rodney when he did Caddyshack?
Oh, that's right.
He's like, I'm bombing out here. I'm like, Rodney, they can't laugh. It's gonna ruin the take. That's what they're doing. They're pros.
That's a good point. All right.
Plus they live in Utah, and all they do is eat sand and whatever.
Dry food. What are you thinking?
So you gotta joke about rattlesnakes and rock formations to get them.
And then they have me do a YouTube one where it's supposed to come up after the YouTube video, and I go, "Hey, I'm Steven Rogers. Download the Dry Bar app, and you can watch my other specials on there. Just use promo code Steven Rogers, and if you don't know who that is, I'm a little disappointed." And like I was making fun of my own name. They were like, it was like milking a cow, but with jokes. I was like, there's nothing coming out anymore.
Well, was there anything coming out at all? Were they giving any kind of smile or anything?
Well, the director would be like, "Good," and I'm like, "Okay, great."
Did they give you any notes? Like,
no, they gave me no notes, which makes me think hopefully it was great. But my brain goes to, yeah, this guy's lost cause.
Did you? What did they do with the other ones? The other comics?
I watched Jeff's, and it was hilarious.
Did they laugh?
After they hit stop.
Okay, so they didn't laugh at when they hit stop for yours.
No. I didn't think about that until you asked.
I'm sorry. I thought they would have said yes.
Oh no. And I heard
it doesn't matter. It's at the end of a special. Who cares?
No, I agree.
It's all 20 minutes of comedy. What makes a difference that you
good point.
Ask for tips funny?
Well, I listened to the first guys, and it sounded like he was running for office. So I know I did better than him.
I need your donations.
Ask not what your comedian can do for you. What you can do for your comedian.
The tip stops here. Give me your tips.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this paywall.
I should have said buck stops here. Why did I say tip? It makes more sense.
Yeah, the bucks down.
The bucks. Yeah, the big bucks.
You really bucked up.
The buck starts here with my money, with your money. The buck.
I am not a crook, but give me some money.
I'm not a crook.
Oh man! So we do those, and then
This is before you record your special.
Before
Wow.
the special.
Wow, so that's not a good warm up for you, self-esteem wise. You're begging, which didn't meet your expectations.
Yeah, that's really big self-esteem booster.
They're like, let's try it again, except you have a torn McDonald's cup, some patches, and an old hobo handkerchief over your shoulder.
Yeah. Hey, this
try to look more pathetic.
As a good foreshadowing for how your special is going to go, this is where we ask for money. Oh, man. So we do that, and then we just hang out in the green room until the show starts. Now, some of this I will be saving for the Patreon. So the actual sets, I think I'm going to save for Patreon. Or
okay.
What do you here's what we can do. I'll let you pick. There's something that happened before I went on.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, what are you thinking, Andrew? And or I can just talk about how I think the sets went.
Okay.
And then we can talk about you pick either one of those. Something that
happened.
happened.
And then, what's the third option? You
only get two. You only get two.
I don't get the third. Okay. So is the third thing talked about on the Patreon automatically? That's not even an option.
I don't think I have a third one.
Oh, okay. Well, you said something about after the set.
I don't really think anything happened after the set.
Okay. So something happened before, and then the actual set, and then
something that happened before and the actual set.
Okay. Well, I just had a couple questions. Preliminary. What order was it? Were you last or first or in the middle?
I was all right. Well, I mean that's part of
that's part of the okay. Then tell that tell that story. I want to hear that one.
I was last.
Okay.
After
just as we feared.
After an intermission.
Oh God. What?
Yeah.
Intermission. It's dry bar. What do they do to get any more water so they can sit?
It's so they can go to the bathroom.
Oh, the bathroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how long is this show? An hour?
The wet trough.
Who are these? Who are these bladders? And I want to know everything. Is there a warm up act?
There's a host that does 10 up top. Then the first comic goes. Then the host does 5 in between.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second comic goes. Then there's an intermission. And then the host comes up and does 5. And then the last comic goes up.
Which is you.
Yes.
How long is the intermission?
10 to 15 minutes.
10 to 15. You couldn't just have that host do 15 and be like, hey, guys, go to the bathroom if you want, I guess.
I mean, I
don't know. I mean, I'm not in television, so I guess it's like a commercial break.
I guess it's like a commercial break. I don't know what, but it does make it hard for the last person, which I
imagine it would be because they get up, they're like, hey, let's just leave.
Yeah. I come out and they're like, oh, I guess the next show started. And I'm like, no, this is still the first one that you've been at.
Do they do 2 in one night?
2 in one night.
So there's 6 comics altogether.
No, it's us twice.
What? I didn't know that. Same kind of deal. You're last on
show.
You're last on both of the shows.
On both shows.
That's not
last
fair.
On both shows.
Wow.
I don't disagree.
That's a testament to what they thought your skill level was, at least.
Well, they were wrong.
What were they thinking? What? Oh no.
No, well here's how it went.
Okay.
Once again, I gave you options and you found a way for me to just tell you all of it. But
that was the before show was
no
the order.
There's more, but
gotcha.
So the other thing I'll save for the Patreon, and I will stand my ground. But first comic goes up and he has the same energy as Caitlin or Ron on. So it's intense energy, loud, and high momentum.
He's pointing at people in the audience like Caitlin does?
No, but he's yelling and stuff, and the energy is very high.
Okay.
So that's someone that he really gets him going.
Right.
Then Jeff goes on, and Jeff's got the same energy level as me. So that's lower.
Yeah. So they're getting him back down to
yes, then it comes back down.
Well, how does he do at the beginning after following this high energy?
Jeff does well in the first show.
Okay. Even with the change of energy at the beginning, it's okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And then there's an intermission.
Sometimes in a comedy show, when you follow somebody with a whole different energy, it takes a while for the audience to like get used to you.
Maybe I think the host kind of ate that up a little bit.
Okay, good. All right, that's good.
And then the intermission ate it up for me.
And they ate popcorn.
Yeah.
And go to the bathroom. How big is this bathroom?
I go up there for this is the first show. I go up there. First joke gets a little applause break.
Oh, that's good. Can you give me a hint of what the set list is?
Captain America,
great.
And there's a guy in the front row with a Captain America shirt on.
Wow.
And I point that out, and I'm like, you probably came to see the other Steven Rogers, and that gets a big laugh.
Oh, great.
And I saw you react like it shouldn't.
Well, I'm just listening, but
are you?
I know why you open with that, and it's because when you're Colbert set, the comments are like,
this guy's the
same name as Steven Rogers. Does he realize that?
All of the comments.
So you went in strategically, right? To kind of get in front of the YouTube comments.
Yes. So that does well. Then I do some of the Colbert set, just some anxiety stuff along with new anxiety stuff. And then I get into stuff about working out and my body. And then
how's this all doing?
It does. It does well. Some jokes don't. They do all right, and then some jokes do great.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, all right. Good thing there's a. I didn't bomb, but I'm like, good thing there's a second show, so I can get these other ones to do better.
Plus, the app is just clips, so
True.
The fact that you had a couple of big pops and applause breaks means you have good content for that app.
Right, but you know how we think. We're like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah, we
you're
stink.
just thinking about the set that you're in.
You think of the missteps. You don't think about the success.
Yeah. Now
whatever.
I'm standing in front. Their backdrop for my show is what looks like a front yard. There's a picket white fence and a door.
I saw that. Is
And
that
I
just for you or for all the comics?
All of us, and
Okay.
I'm the only one that made fun of it during their set, and I did it both shows. I go.
I wonder if they'll keep that in.
I don't think they will, but I thought it was funny. I go. My parents are cool people, and I'm like, what if I brought them out right now? And I looked at the door, and I'm like, and here they are, and and then I do the set, and I get off, and I'm glad it's done, because I'm like, all right, that was a good enough set. Now I'll hopefully be loose in the next one.
Right. A good
And
warm up for you.
A good warm up for me. So the second show, cut to the second show, that starts. The host is doing better than he did in the first show. So I'm like, ooh, these people are hotter.
The crowd's better.
And then the first guy does well. Jeff kills.
Wow.
Like kills. And I've seen him kill before, but I'm like, oh, they're going to use this entire set as his dry bar.
So it was like night and day between his first set and his second set, or did he just take it up a notch?
He took it up a notch.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
And then I go, and my first half is, it's funny, the jokes that did good in the first one didn't do as well, and the jokes that didn't do as well did great.
It's like every show for me. It's like it's always, because I think I have that expectation. It might have been your expectations. You saw Jeff kill. You saw the host kill. You're like, I got this. And you came out with this cocky swagger that audiences hate.
I think I may have. I have no idea. I think I was more excited, and they might have been turned off by that.
Maybe. I don't know.
But here's what happened. And in the moment, it could have gone either way. So
Okay.
I was like, I'm going to throw in a joke I didn't do in the first show.
Good.
That has killed on every Panic Attacking Live I threw it in, and it's killed in theaters with Brian.
Okay.
It's done well, and I throw it out there, not a single laugh.
Oh my God.
No, it was a one-liner, but it gets absolutely zero laughs.
Well, it was a one-liner, so it was just one line.
It was a flatliner.
It was
it was like that
a flat
cheese.
tire.
Somebody was like, did somebody open some brie?
Well, we need a second intermission.
Yeah, I gave it to him. I gave him an intermission that lasted a second. So I go, I literally say to them, well, that's not going to be on the special. And I laugh out loud at that. And they don't know what to think of it. And then in that moment, in my head, I had this moment, and I don't know if Dr. Deb has any thoughts on this. I was like, well, screw it. I'm going to have more fun now that weird moment happened. I'm just gonna...
now that you said a line that bombed and you laughed maniacally by yourself.
Yeah, because I said a saver that made me laugh, and it's like, I know that joke does well.
I know you know. I know.
No, so it's like, well, you know that moment where you're like, no, that joke is funny, and they didn't laugh. So really, let's just make myself laugh.
Right. Yeah. Let's just go out there and have fun. The stakes are out of this world. It's anytime I try, it's not going to work. So,
right. So I have that moment. And then after that, I'm killing. I'm having applause. I had like more applause breaks. I'm goofing around. And my closer gets applause break before I even get. get to finish.
This is like a movie when you're like, oh, the hero's down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he found his groove, whatever. And I think I mean this
Emperor's
is just
new.
this is just my theory, but I have a feeling you strutted on that stage with your elbows out, like looking at the audience, like I got this, you know, twirling the microphone like you're Robert Goulet. Once you had that swagger go away, then you had that vulnerability they could connect with. I think maybe.
I never thought of myself as not vulnerable, but maybe because I was so excited to go up there, it came off as arrogant or something.
But that's what happened to me. It's like my life is when I'm like I can't lose, you know,
Right.
and that's when I lose. And I mean, you know, on stage, like I had like a couple weeks, and then as soon as I told our therapist I can't bomb anymore, and that's like when I bomb that night.
Oh my God, I can't believe you said that.
I bombed that night so bad.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall when you said that to her.
She was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, really. Is that what you can't do?
I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I figured it all out. And literally, like 2 hours later, worst set of my life, just in flames. Everyone's just staring at me with their mouths open.
I can't believe you said that to her.
It was 2 weeks of good shows. I'm telling you, 2 weeks of the last half of your dry bar set for me.
Well, you had your elbows out.
I did. I strutted out, twirling the mic, hitting people in the face with the mic.
Who's the guy that twirls the mic?
Oh, they all did. Jiff, the Rat Pack, or whatever.
Jiff, the peanut butter guy.
Jiff Din.
This Jiff Din. Now I have a thing that I think affected my performance the entire night, but I want to tease it for the dry bar. So the dry bar gets an exclusive story, and it entices people to check out this Patreon. I kept saying dry bar.
The Patreon. Got it. Yeah.
So I have a Patreon only story that it is, I think, what affected my performance that night.
And that was before the show?
Before my first set on the first show.
Okay. All right.
And I think it affected the whole night. So,
well, that's good. We have Patreon stuff on the bank because I'll reiterate what I said at the beginning. I got nothing. So it's good that we got more.
Well, after that bomb, I'm sure you'll be.
I think that affected me. It affected my mojo.
Let me ask you this. You sat in therapy, looked our therapist in the eyes and said, I don't think I can bomb anymore.
Well, it was on remote. So I was like on my computer and clicking and, you know, she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing, just on social media and talking to her at the same time.
Did that really happen?
Yeah, I was getting alerts. So I was like clicking
and she asked you, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, just for a minute. And then I got off because I was caught.
Yeah. Well, maybe her and I can go over all the times that we've been interrupted together.
Oh, my God. Well, I do have a story for the Patreon that what made me think I was indestructible.
I can't wait.
The story of
Patreon's
one of the greatest riffs I've ever had in my life.
Mega episode coming their way. Oh, man. So, and then, so the shows are all done and we go, but afterwards I was exhausted. I'm like, one of the reasons I didn't answer you and Helena, is the night of, I was like, I don't know if they can get anything out of those two shows. I was like, I don't know if the
night after, you mean?
The night of, the night of, but after the tapings, I was like, I don't know if they can put anything together because it's half of one show and half of the other, but it's not like
That's
The-
literally what they do. They put them together. That's why they
Yeah,
had
but
two.
You know how it is. I
You were wearing the same clothes, weren't you?
Yeah,
They'll just edit together. Have you seen these things?
I've seen
They're,
them,
they're
but
like 10
it's
different angles.
but it's not like it's the first 10 minutes and then the last 10 minutes it was this joke did well in this, but it not, you know what I mean? It was sporadic. So it's a lot of,
I think they'll edit it together.
yeah, I'm hoping, or you'll just see one great half.
Had him in the first half, not gonna lie.
and then you'll have that part where I go, well, that won't be in the special, and that's in there.
That's the clip they use. Is just
Yeah.
you saying that.
And then me twirling the mic. So then we go back, go to bed. I get up at 5 a.m. to fly to New Hampshire,
Oh, that's right.
land in New Hampshire, head over to the theater that I'm doing, music hall in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Like the photo, it said your name.
My name was on the marquee in big letters. It was awesome. And I've mentioned this before, but I'm usually in their small black box theater, which I've sold out. But this, because of COVID, they put me in the big theater, which I don't know, maybe seats 1,500, 2,000 people. And you're frozen. There you are. You're back.
Okay. All right. I don't know if that was me or you, but it might have been me because now it says my connection's unstable. But
Okay. What did you hear last?
you said I'm in the black box theater or something.
Yeah.
You're talking about the theater being moved.
Yeah. So we're in the big theater. It seats like 1,500, maybe 2,000 people.
Wow.
But
There's that many people in that state? Jeez. That's everybody.
There's a restriction to 225 people because of COVID. So the spacing and all that. So there can only be 225 people in there.
Okay.
So we get there, and I'll get to that before you ask me that question. How many people were there?
It was a sold out show. 50 people came.
So me and Peter are in the green room.
Now, how did Peter feel about driving up by himself? Was he cool about it? Was
he
he
was
bitter
fine,
at all?
but he gave
Okay.
me as much guilt as I would have gave whoever I had to pick up.
What did he say?
I was like, hey, man, sorry that you had to drive all this way and pick me up. And he's like, oh, no, it's fine. That's my ideal driving situation, all by myself and no one to keep me awake. You know, he was doing all those jokes.
Oh, okay. That sounded sincere at first, but
Well, you know, I gave it. He does it sincere delivery so that you think it's real at first. Excuse me. Anyways, I gotta wrap this up so we can get into topics. We're in the green room. It's Peter's first theater. It rhymes. And
oh wow.
and we're back there and he's all nervous. And I'm nervous because I'm like, we do the sound check and they're like, yeah, we got 70 people tonight. And I'm like, oh God, only 70. That's like right above the amount of people where I would feel like maybe they'll have me back. Who knows? And I had bought Facebook ads, so I'm like, I thought there'd be more people.
Well, 70 in a regular comedy club is pretty impressive for one night.
Yeah, that's what she said to me when I was like, oh, okay, 70. That's not bad. I'm like, I know I'm not a big draw. And then she's like, no, that's pretty good, 70. So we're in the back, and then Peter goes, I want to go look at the theater, like the people in there. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. He comes back and he's like, hey, I can see 6 people. And I was like, 6?
What time is it? How much time to showtime?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? There's 6 people? Oh my God.
I go, there's 6 people? 6? And he goes, I just realized how I shouldn't have said that to you. And I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't have said 6. And he's like, no. From the angle behind the curtain, it only allows me to see 6 people.
What? Why would he say that to you?
Why? Why'd you do that?
When I close my eyes, I see 0 people. Just wanted to let you know. Just want to let you know from my own perspective, when I close my eyes and turn off all the lights, there's 0 people I can see. Just want to let you know that. What is he? What? Why tell you
man,
this?
he might as well have told me how many people he could smell. It was
Depends on how much brie was in the audience. What's on the menu in that place? What is it?
oh, it
That's such a
smelled like my
weird-
one-liner out there.
Such a weird thing to say. It's literally bizarre.
I was
He
like-
would tell you that.
Well, you can tell, and Peter's a funny guy, and I don't mean this in any disrespect. You can tell he doesn't headline because he would have worded that way differently.
Yeah. So I see two people. They're dead, and I'm a ghost. I'm
But
in a
they
movie.
both got up and left. All right, I'm going to bring you up. So it turns out there was 114 people there.
114.
Yeah,
That's amazing, man. Double
And-
what your prediction was, or whatever it was.
double. And I go up there, had the best set of my life. I mean, it was so
Oh my God.
fun.
That's awesome.
It was killer. I couldn't be more happy. And the listeners know my self-esteem. And if you don't, I think you got it by now.
I believe this. I believe every word. It was better than that theater we did a year ago in
Yeah, stronger than that.
Wow.
And I'm like, after I got off, I'm like, I'm real close to being done and ready to record this album.
Well, you should tell your therapist that, and then
Yeah, then I'm gonna bomb hard. I think I even said to them, guys, I can't bomb anymore. And all of a sudden, Jen came out of the dark and went, "Oh, really?"
We'll see about that.
Then I started twirling the mic. But that was just to fan away the brie smell.
Oh God, I think that
And
that self-doubt from the last show maybe boosted your energy.
I think so. And I also now don't take shows that aren't being taped for granted because it's less stressful. It's
Yep.
more fun.
That's true. Yeah, the stakes were definitely lower, but
I
also
had
so cool that many people came.
yeah, and it was so great. And I plugged the hell out of the podcast. I did it for like I kept mentioning I'm like the co-host is really funny. It's so fun. It's about anxiety. It's a really funny podcast.
Did you
Yes.
say you would talk about the show?
I did not say that.
Oh, okay. Well, it's
I forgot
okay.
to say that. But when I mentioned the name of it, it got a couple woos. So I think there were some
Interesting.
listeners there.
Interesting. All right.
So if you were at the show, thank you so much. If either if you're a new listener or old listener, I really appreciate it. But it was so great. It was one of my favorite shows I've ever done.
Any meet and greet after?
No, because it's not allowed because of COVID. They're like, if you want to do a meet and greet, you have to do it outside. And
Why don't you do that?
to coordinate that was difficult.
I think all you do is stand outside.
Yeah, but I had, you get out, you're in a theater, so I'd have to go all the way out there and out front, and by then people are gone. And
I think you should have tried it. I think you should
I
have
should
done
have
it.
tried it. I know. I was trying to come up with the excuses. I have none.
The only excuse was it was a different door.
It was a different door.
Well, I get it, but you're the I mean, I hate the meet and greets after, but you're the headliner. I thought they came to see you. They want to see you afterwards.
I know. I should have went out there. I was nervous, and
Yeah, I know. Me too.
but I'm working on it, everybody. But if you
Remember
ever,
that one time where that was that the theater upstate where we had the stress balls and they went everywhere,
yeah, they fell out. Kelly was there,
and then everyone was lining up and I was picking up the balls and
yeah. They were rolling
it just
all over
looked
the
like
ground.
it just looked horrible.
It looked like we were trying to make a ball pit.
Looks like we were playing marbles.
It looked like we were trying to trip a bad guy.
That's how we get our fans. We cripple them so they can't move, and then we put headphones on them and make them listen.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, "Whoa!" Well, we got to get into the topics here.
Yeah, I got some queued up.
Let me introduce our resident therapist and regular guest. Very excited to have her. She has over 25 years of experience. Dr. Deb, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Deb. Thanks for coming.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Hi.
here.
Congratulations, Stephen, on your trip.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I feel guilty that Andrew didn't get to tell any stories, but he also told me he had none. So
And I think I told it at the beginning, so
yeah.
it's all good.
All right. Good.
This was a perfect. It's all worked out.
It's gonna be hard to do clips that are only you making jokes.
Yeah, you're gonna really dig. I think there's a clip there where first we say what are you thinking the game, and then we put it in.
Yeah, I think there's
What
something
were
there.
they thinking? Oh, behind the curtain here, folks. Okay.
Literally.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. So we have Ronnie, who hasn't written in a while. My mom just asked about her. We were talking on the phone. She's like, "How's Ronnie?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Oh wow. Tell your mom I said hi next time you talk to her.
Yeah, whoever my mom is. So Ronnie said, okay, where is this? She said that, where'd it go? Okay, she said overworked, coworkers breaking down because we have no backup, BFF getting health anxiety and we can't find any psych doctor that's available. I'm trying to get back into meditating, but it seems like I need something more. Drugs, maybe? I don't know if she means mental health drugs or recreational. That was a lot to take in, Dr. Deb, but it seems like she has a lot of work stress.
Yeah, it sounds like that. And I think that's the state of the norm these days, to be overworked and having absence of coworkers. What was the last part that you said?
She's trying to get into meditating.
Oh, and what about that did you say?
She said she might need something more than that. And then she said drugs, maybe.
Oh, I see. Well, I think that her BFF for mental health, we had spoken a long time ago on the podcast about Given Hour, and givenhour.org, one word, givenhour.org, offers free counseling.
Oh.
And first, it started out for active duty members,
The military.
their family, and active duty. And then it went to, because of the crime and violence, to victims of crime. And then it went to school age kids, and now it's expanded due to the pandemic. So she could try Given Hour. And then the local mental health clinics offer therapy as well. And most therapists there are skilled in, therapy. So that would be good.
That'd be good for her and her work BFF.
Well, yeah. And I don't know about her work, Ronnie's work, but
she delivers pizzas for Pizza Hut.
So Pizza Hut's a big corporation, so they may offer employee counseling service. Sometimes those are limited to like 4 to 6 weeks, but she could try.
No way. Pizza Hut?
I don't know. They're a corporation, and corporations have.
Yeah, that's like Microsoft and stuff. I don't think Pizza Hut has counselors in the kitchen. Like,
yeah, well, many organizations have wellness groups. Anyway, you're probably right, but she should check with them to see if they have employee counseling services. And then her idea of meditation, I think, is great. There is Insight Timer. Insight Timer is an app that offers free meditation teaching and guidance. There is Calm, which does charge a fee, but is also recommended by people.
And you also recommended that Headspace Netflix TV show.
Yes. Oh, Headspace on Netflix. Yeah, that's amazing. Because not only do you have the audio, but you have the visual with that, and that's really good.
Yeah, they got blobs with faces on them, and I don't know.
Yes, it's nice. And then there's
they also promoted they're releasing a sequel on Netflix. It's about sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I can't wait for that. I think it comes out next week.
Yeah. And there's 1 minute
I'm gonna stay up for that.
meditation. There's 1 minute meditation, which is a free app, and you get guided through 1 minute of meditation. And you'd be surprised how just doing it for 1 minute is very soothing. And when you recognize that, the tendency is to want to do it a little more. So the thing for Ronnie is to hang in there with meditation. It does take some practice, but just being able to stop and deep breathe will make a difference.
Absolutely. And maybe your coworker can do it too. Maybe they can meditate together. I see people doing it in the park. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of group meditations in public.
So we got Aaron Miller who wrote in, what if the apartment listed is a scam? Well, but what if it's the deal of a lifetime? What if I just fork over the money? Nah, can't fool me. And then he said he met somebody on Craigslist and was nervous, so he asked a friend to go with me, and the guy was normal and friendly, and when he saw the friend, he was like, "Is this the muscle?" And he actually kind of was.
Wow.
I would do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
You didn't know that guy was going to be friendly before you emailed him.
Yeah, I think that's a common practice is not going alone.
Yeah,
So-
it sounds like your wardrobe story, Andrew.
Yeah.
Right. Aaron, if you haven't listened to that, I think it's Panicking About Facebook Marketplace is the name of the episode.
Yeah. I think that's just addressing the thing.
The dresser.
Addressing it, knowing that, like, hey, I'm well aware that you brought back up. I'm making light of it because I'm not dangerous.
So I think his main problem is looking for apartments and if they're too good to be true kind of thing, which I relate to. I mean, the only way you know is going. I think I talked about it on this episode when I was apartment hunting and I walked into a place and there's a giant roach on the floor and the realtor just stepped on it.
Yep.
Said, it's New York, huh? And it's a pretty good deal. So I was like, I don't think it's worth living with a roach.
Yeah, and then it lifted her.
It had the
That
paperwork.
roach was the representative of the whole group of roaches that were hiding.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the president. That was the ambassador.
They just elected a new one.
That was the creature of the house.
Yeah.
Creature of habit.
Yeah, there's never one roach.
No.
Yeah, and this one was humongous. So, Aaron, I would check out the places. I would just go into it knowing you have to look at a lot of places. And then the good thing about it, and I wouldn't take a place like right away either. I don't know. I would just look as many as you can, get a feel for what you like. If you like a small place that's cheap or you like a big place that's a little bit more, you got to see them all to really understand
Exactly.
what you're going to be happy with, because you're going to be stuck in this place for a year and there might be another pandemic and you might have to be stuck in this place.
I think that's a good way to put it. Look at every apartment. Like, what if I'm stuck in here for 6 months?
Yeah, right. That would change a lot of that. And that's how because we got this place in the middle of the pandemic. That's how we looked at it. Like, okay, we can't have it small.
That's a good idea.
So keep that in mind, Aaron, and good luck. And I want to get an apartment off of Craigslist, for goodness sake. All right. So I think we got one more here. From Steve. Let me
Yep,
pull
that's
it
the
up.
one I have.
Do you have it pulled up?
Yeah, Steve wrote, never-ending to-do list, so you just take a nap and get stressed about the list even more.
I had that problem too, Steve, where you get so overwhelmed with your to-do list that you don't want to do any of it. What's the deal with to do? To do, more like to don't for me.
Yeah, Dr. Deb, this one would help me as well. I've had this problem many times.
What do you do with a big to-do list? How do you handle it without getting
It's a big
overwhelmed?
to-do.
I'm trying to answer while I'm laughing about the big to-do. So this
Big to-do.
This is a challenge.
I haven't heard that since the 1950s. It's a big to-do.
The kid she's watching might have a big to-do
Doo-doo.
in its pants.
Oh, God.
Well, one of the recommendations for a to-do list is to organize it by priority. And which is the most important? If I do one thing today, what is it? And I would add to that, if I do one thing today, what will make me feel really good about it?
Mm.
And some people approach that as the most challenging task. If I get that done, I'll feel great. And some people can approach that as the easiest task. And if I get that done, I'll get my momentum, get my mojo going.
Yeah,
So
I was gonna. So it's all. Yeah, I was gonna ask you that because sometimes I have something really easy and I do that and I'm like, wow, I feel accomplished, and then I don't do
exactly. Yeah. And then when you do that, cross it out. And I would add an incentive like to write done on it.
Ooh.
And then another thing to think about is to look at that to-do list and say, I want to do instead of I have to do. So
Right.
look at that list and say, okay, what could I want to do or what would I like to do? And that reduces that natural struggle that we have with have tos. It's a natural response to a have to say, I don't want to, a little obstinance there.
Yes.
So approach the list from the beginning as, okay, so what is it I want to do on this list today? And that will help to break up the struggle a bit.
Yeah, I've been trying that. I'm like, I want to clean the toilet. I love it.
Well, yeah, and that's a good example because when you do have a clean toilet, you feel happy about having a clean bathroom, right?
Right.
And anybody can
Yeah.
stop in and you know the bathroom's clean and your roommate's happy. So yeah,
So you have
that's
to.
a good
So you're angling it like, I want to do this because it'll lead to better things, right? I mean, the task itself
yes.
it
Yes,
literally
I'll-
stinks because my toilet's
yes.
gross, and then
It's like Brie in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
but then allow me
I want
to
to
not
do- I
be
want
super
to do
embarrassed
this
and make
for-
people pee in the backyard.
Yeah, I want to do this for me, you know,
Right,
and
right.
there'll be many benefits, and it can help the person to think about what the benefits would be to finishing this one thing.
Beautiful.
I think that's great, my, Dad. Adiba dabba.
Did you call her dad?
Well, I was gonna call her mom, and then I called her dad, and then I called her Deb. So
My God.
my brain's passed out.
What are you thinking?
Good
But
question. I need more coffee.
that struggle reminds me of what Stephen was asking about how he broke the barrier with the audience.
Mm.
And Andrew, you had a good point about showing vulnerability. But another point is if you were the first one on, right, Stephen?
He was
That
the
was
last one on, but after the intermission.
Oh, well, what I was thinking about is, you know, you're from New York, it's a different culture. So
Right.
the audience is thinking, yeah, or the watchers are thinking, yeah, you try to make us laugh.
Right.
And
Right.
your comment was that basically saying, you're not gonna laugh and I don't care. And that made them be the opposite.
Mm.
Pay attention and laugh. So you break up the resistance of the audience, and
Mm.
I've
reverse
heard,
reverse psychology.
exactly.
You
I've
won't
heard-
laugh.
Like
I've
calling him
heard
dad
to-
instead of mom.
Yeah.
I
And
dare
you
you
said
all
it-
not to laugh at this.
You said I was babysitting, and it's kind of like with toddlers when you say, I don't want you to eat that, don't eat that, and they'll want to
Oh.
eat that.
That makes me want to eat that. I don't know what it is. Was that apple?
but when you say it, breaks people's resistance. They have nothing to fight for or fight about, and they'll
And-
give in.
After Andrew said, I can't eat it, he did.
Oh yeah, that's not stopping me. You tell me not to eat it, or you tell me to eat it. I'll eat it.
No, I'm talking about when you were in therapy and you're like, I can't eat it anymore. And
Oh
then-
yeah,
and
then
then
I
you did.
eat it. Eat a lot.
Oh,
All
man.
right. So I think that covers it. I know
That covers
Kate.
it.
Caitlin's itching to get in your workout room over there.
Yeah, it's the last day of this office, so we're trying to get it all done in here. But thank you so much, Dr. Deb. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone who wrote in. We appreciate you guys.
Yes, thank you so much.
And everyone that's retweeting the podcast, like Matt Moves Mountains and Ronnie and Helena, all the loyal people. Keep it up. And everyone else who I'm not naming because I haven't checked my notifications. Thank you all. Thanks for joining the Patreon. It's $5 a month.
This was our 100th episode. So thank you for listening for 100 episodes. We love you. And let's do 100 more. That's why I have the background. It's a celebration. Yeah. That's why I have all the boxes. There's 100 of them behind me. There's just balloons. Thank you, everybody. And stay tuned for the outro. Stay tuned. Thanks, Mom. Or Dr. Deb.